Hey Randy, what are you doing?
Oh, hey Stevie. I'm gonna plant my fall garden. Austin, Texas, September is the beginning of the planting year. So we are very fortunate here that we can grow year-round. And so this is the third time that we've planted this garden during the calendar year. So every single time we replant, we do the same process, which is pull those plants out and get them in the compost, turn all this soil over with the garden fork like you were doing earlier. If there's big chunks of dirt, we break them up. Then we put 3 inches of compost on top of the area that we want to plant. So we have our compost that you just screened. So we got some to put over here, and we'll do a little test. Resolution Gardens compost versus Back to Nature compost. So this is the stuff from the store, so we can show you what's the difference when you make your own or when you spend $15 a bag. And as you can see, 3 inches of compost on top of my whole garden would cost hundreds of dollars. And like I said, I'd rather not spend hundreds of dollars if I can do it for free.
So I noticed that the store-bought compost is slightly darker, but the chunks and the consistency is about the same. So
I'd say we're pretty close as far as, you know, these guys are the pros. They got big giant machines with big giant piles and lots of biologists trying to help them make the best compost, and we got artists and new gardeners trying to help us do ours. So I think it compares pretty good, and over time we've seen that we get pretty great results from the homemade stuff. This is some fertilizer that you also want to add so that you're adding your nutrients back into your soil. And you just follow the directions on the bag. It'll tell you how much to put in there. And then you take your fork and you mix all this in. You want, like Stevie mentioned earlier, you want to have a foot of good soil. So these tines are about a foot long, and when this is ready, this thing should just sink down in there with barely any effort. I'm pushing it with 2 fingers, and right at the bottom it's thicker, which makes sense, but it's pretty much in there a foot.